And we're coming to you live for the Built Ford Tough Studio. Boomer Esiason, Greg Giannotti. It's Boomer and Gio on the Fan, simulcast across the country on CBS Sports Network and wherever you are on the free Odyssey app. Good Monday morning. The rotation of all of us continues. Al and Eddie off today. We've got Fleegs and Rascona in there. Jerry back today. And, of course, Boomer is back after an exhausting week of Stugotz and headlines and everything that was going on. By Friday, I was just completely shot driving home. I went right to the beach. I actually posted something on Instagram. I said I've just pushed Stugotz out to sea, both mentally and physically. So we've got Boomer back. We got a trade deadline tomorrow. We got both the Yankees and the Mets getting involved. And we loved Jazz Chisholm Jr. before he was a Yankee, and now we got him here. So let's see how many times we can play those drops. Good morning, Boomer. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great, man. And, man, a lot of things happened last week, and I don't know what the hell Stugotz was doing, trying to set the whole place on fire, I guess. And I guess he got his point across, and if he wants to work for $50K, he can come work here anytime he wants. I mean, I don't know what he's making down there in Miami, but there's really no reason for him to leave, believe me. And I would also say that it's great to have actually two baseball teams that are going for it. And that's what I feel like. And I felt like last week there were some major moments for the Mets. I feel like now all of a sudden there have been some major moments for the Yankees over the weekend up in Boston. The Mets, not so much. They fell flat against a team that came in losing 5 in a row, I believe it was. The Braves were on a losing streak. They end up losing the first game, and they end up winning the next 3, which was the Mets just aren't there yet, And whether it be pitching or in this case, it seems to me, it's like the bats went cold all of a sudden in one of the most important homestands of the season, which is really unfortunate. But on the other side of all of this, and with the trade deadline looming, both teams and a lot of teams in Major League Baseball are all now involved. I mean, I couldn't believe when you look at the list of players that have been traded, the amount of players that have been traded, everybody thought this was going to be a dud of a trade deadline. It has been anything but that. It's been player after player after player, and I think the Mets are being smart. I think David Stearns is being really smart, and I also think that Brian Cashman is all in at this point. I think Joel Sherman writes a really good column this morning. I usually don't talk about those things, but he does make a very good point as to where the Yankees are and what they're trying to do. And I remember, I think you said it right at the beginning of the season when they made that, when the trade for Juan Soto was announced. You said it, this is an all-in year for them. No matter what the situation is, this was going to be an all-in year. That's an all-in move. And I think that all-in move is being, again, Joel Sherman's talking about it in his column, just how difficult it is now for Brian Cashman to let go some prospects to bring in older players that, hopefully, are going to play to the back of their baseball card and are going to fit into where they feel like they have weaknesses. And, of course, everybody needs bullpen help. Everybody needs a starting pitcher here or there. And this is not a fire sale by any means by the selling teams.
No, it's not. And I like the way that David Stearns, knowing that everybody needs bullpen help, has been able to pull off a couple of moves that I think are really going to help them in the bullpen. And one was a couple of weeks ago with Maton. So he continues to identify those players and bring in Winker is something that's very, very interesting and really helps them from a depth standpoint and his history with the fans. But, this Chisholm move is something that I don't believe they would have done in a year that wasn't an all-in year because, the Marlins were done with him. Like, he is someone that was built on a reputation early on, and then he sort of rode that for a while and has not played great baseball the last couple of years. He was on the cover of MLB The Show, and he just sort of has been overrated in a way. And then you hear some of the rumblings about him being like a kind of a wacky clubhouse guy, and then he poured that Gatorade on that female reporter, and it seemed like the Marlins were done with him. So it's like that doesn't feel like a guy that Brian Cashman would bring in midseason. But I think the reason why he identified him and brought him in and saw that he was available and made sure he got him is because they needed someone different with an edge to shake things up.
Exactly. And, the interesting thing, I think, from Brian Cashman's standpoint is like, okay, we got Juan Soto and we have Aaron Judge here. Those guys, I mean, he's got to defer to them, doesn't he? I mean, he's got to defer to who they are in the pantheon of MLB stars. And when you think about the Yankees, they still in the American League, they are right there. They have 62 wins. Cleveland has 63 wins, and Baltimore has 62 wins. So they are right smack in the middle of it, thanks to, in large part, to a great start to the season. The last 2 months have not been great. We know that. But the last 2 wins for the Yankees actually have been really good, taken to straight from the Red Sox. So I don't know. They are all in. They have been all in, and there's no reason that they shouldn't be all in. I mean, and this is the thing. The thing for us is like the Mets are. How are they going to be? Are they all in? And in the middle of the week, hey, they had the number 1 wild card spot. Now all of a sudden, they're right there on the cusp of losing that wild card again. This is going to be the Mets season. It's going to be up and down the whole way. And that's why 162 games, you can't make declarative statements when you're 100 games into the season.
Right, exactly. Especially when you've got 3 wild cards and so many teams that are in it. And it's sort of a balancing act for David Stearns. He wants to have this competitive rebuild. He wants to take advantage of this team playing this well and coming together. And apparently Steve Cohen is all about not letting this season go by the wayside, making sure that they improve and take advantage of this, because baseball is one of those sports that you can come out of nowhere and do things that no one expected you to do. Look at the Arizona Diamondbacks last year, the Colorado Rockies years ago when they went on that crazy run. So
the Texas Rangers.
Yeah, but I mean, people thought they were going to be pretty good last year. I mean, they had.
And they were missing their two of their biggest pitchers in the biggest moments,
right?
Jacob deGrom and Scherzer.
And they still did it. And speaking of pitching, and I know we're all over the place here, but I mean this Kodai Senga situation I mean, that you want to talk about a big blow, because the Mets, I don't know how many times we're talking about, they get Senga back. He was their best pitcher last year. When he comes back, then all of a sudden your rotation is 10 times better. And he has this really weird rehab stuff that was going on. And he said he felt good, but the injury was fine, but he didn't feel like he had his good stuff. And then he comes back and then has this high-grade calf strain is going to be out for the year. So now David Stearns, on that list of things that he needs to improve, they basically need another starting pitcher now, because he's gone.
Yeah, it's it's a weird deal, man. It is 100% a weird deal. And what when you say Senga, I think Stanton. I'm like, where is Giancarlo Stanton? Like, what is he doing?
Yeah,
like,
I saw him jogging the other day around the bases.
When is he coming back?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Do you have any idea? I mean,
we do this every year.
That would be like getting a power hitter at the trade deadline, because we're almost there.
It should be soon. I don't know what the latest.
Soon.
I think it may. Is it today? Is it today?
I remember reading from one of the beat writers that it was today.
Is he going to be in a Yankee uniform today, or is he going to be in a rehab uniform today?
Yeah.
Like, where is he going? What's going on?
Yeah, he's returning for the Phillies series. Yep.
Oh, he is. So
Stanton set for Monday return to Yankees lineup. So
okay, well, there you go. See, good thing I asked the question.
Yeah. He's doing a heavy day back there today. This is Aaron Boone. I don't know what the hell that means.
A heavy day. Okay.
He's doing a heavy day back there today, so let's get through that and see where we're at, Boone said before the Yankees game at Fenway Park on Friday night.
So he does not need any rehab starts down in the minors.
I mean, he shouldn't, right?
I don't know. You always tell me that when he comes back, it takes him like 6 weeks to get back in shape.
Well, I tell you that because it's the facts.
Yeah, all right. I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
I mean, so now if he is back in that lineup, and that lineup is, as they say, lengthened.
Yeah.
They're going to be a bitch if he comes back and he does what he was doing prior to him getting injured. And now I would just say, just don't run. Try not to run.
He was trying not to run all season. He still got hurt.
You want to know what drives me crazy? I swear to God, it drives me crazy. And this is where Aaron Boone really screws up, I think. And I know it's not easy in today's athletic world for a manager or a head coach, whether it be football or hockey or basketball, to sit a player down and say, look, man, this is who we are. Now, you're the New York Yankees. Mm-hmm. You are the epitome of what professional sports in this country is all about. And, because baseball is so international and there's so much international flavor in the game of baseball, maybe some players don't understand that. But every time they come to the New York Yankees, they basically go, oh, this is the greatest thing ever. I'm in the Yankees. There's Monument Park out there at Yankee Stadium. I got the New York Yankee logo on my chest. I'm proud to wear it. Well, if you're proud to wear it, then play like you're proud to wear it. Now, why do I say all of this?
Why do you say all of this, Boomer?
I say all this because Gleyber Torres drives me nuts as a baseball player. And I'm not a Yankee fan.
I've heard.
How many times have I told you that?
At least once a day for the last 7 years.
So last night, he gets a key hit, knocks in 2 runs. And what does he do? He gets stuck in some BS rundown where he just stops and they tag him out. And it's like they are celebrating David Cohn and that booth, not David in particular, but that booth is celebrating the fact that he had this big hit, knocked in 2 runs. And nobody even talked about the stupid play he makes to end the inning when he should have been on first base. Just stand there. Is it that freaking hard?
No, I think the reason why they're celebrating that is the fact that the Yankee offense in those last 2 days looked alive.
But that's sloppy baseball.
I know, but that's who he is, though, now.
But again, and that's why he drives me crazy. Yeah. That's my point.
Well, he's just another one of those guys they hung on to too long.
But why? I don't understand with him in particular, because we've seen him in so many different ways. It looks like he doesn't give a crap. And I know he does. I know he loves playing. I would think that he loves playing second base for the Yankees. I'm sure that he has heard all the criticism. And that's just a little thing last night. And I'm like, why isn't this booth talking about that? Why aren't they just ripping him a new one for being lazy and not being smart and not standing there and extending the inning where, I know they won the game and everybody feels good about it. But that is the epitome of not being what you should be when you are wearing the Yankee uniform. And by the way, if you do get caught in a rundown, can we at least attempt to try to get out of it?
Yeah. Maybe they make a mistake, put a little pressure on him.
So my point is, why can't Aaron Boone, maybe he has, maybe Carlos Mendoza was the guy who did it when he was with Aaron Boone. Sit him down and go, man, dude, you're with the Yankees, man. Well, this is not, and I don't want to shoot down anybody else, but this is not, this is not the Rays, this is not the Kansas. Well, Royals have history, but I can go down the list, I guess, of other teams. But have some pride in who you are and what you're wearing across your chest. I had to get that off my chest.
Well, clearly
it bothers me.
Yeah, this has been the main criticism of Aaron Boone is that he does not do those. At least the perception is that he doesn't do those type of things. That he always has the players back. He's always going to make an excuse for them, and he's never going to sit them down and say that's unacceptable. And we need to do better. So for those Yankee fans that want to see Aaron Boone fired, it's because of that stuff. How could you be the manager of the Yankees and let some of this crap happen?
And I think that little things like that are things that you try to stay away from if you are a coach, if you're, and you watch the Hard Knocks and you watch, all these different coaches give their press conference after their football practices that are now going on. And you all hear about them talking about culture and work and how tough we're going to be. And, they're trying to set the tone for their teams. And then you watch the Yankees who, have one of the highest payrolls in baseball. And you watch players, not really run it out or get caught in a rundown and not even try to get out of it.
So Chris McMonagle he's the Yankee defender. He is the Yankee shill. He hosts Yankees Hot Stove and also Yankees pre and post on the overnight. That's basically what he does. He's here to be essentially the Yankee mascot for the radio station. So he did not text either me or you to refute your Gleyber Torres take. He instead texted Mike Fliegelman to refute your Gleyber Torres take. So no matter what the Yankees do, he will always defend them. So let me hear his Gleyber Torres defense.
So Chris said Torres wanted to make sure the ball was cut on a close play at the plate. The better argument is not scoring from third when the ball goes off the pitcher's ass. He sent that with Siri, and so that's the voice to text. So I don't know if he meant cut off on the play at the plate.
Off. He meant cut off, yeah. He was trying to force a cut off. Yeah.
Well,
I don't buy it.
His reputation precedes him at this point, right? That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, I cannot even give him an ounce of understanding.
Sure. Or a benefit of the doubt. He's lost.
By the way, I was thinking, when I saw Chris this morning, we were just talking about he's still so hardcore on the Yankees keeping Juan Soto. I'm like, they're not going to pay him more money than Aaron Judge. How can you pay him more money than Aaron Judge?
Yeah, I don't think that would happen. Yeah,
you're not going to pay him $500 million and have Garrett Cole, Aaron Judge, and Giancarlo Stanton on the roster.
Yeah, it feels like a one-year rental, doesn't it? Try to go win a World Series and then say goodbye.
And this is why they're all in.
Yep.
That's why they're all in right now. They're trying to win it right now. because they know there's a very good chance that he's not going to be here. He may love playing for the Yankees. He may love the Yankee fan. He may love the aura, but it's going to be up to him to, try to set new records, much like all these quarterbacks in the NFL are.
Oh, yeah, and he's got
financially.
Well, I mean, he's turned down hundreds of millions of dollars multiple times from different organizations.
And you're going to tell me now he's going to take less money to stay with the Yankees?
No way.
The glorious Yankees. And
he's got Scott Boras as the agent. He will take, if the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia offers him the most amount of money, he'll go there.
He'll go there.
And just do whatever.
Didn't they start
golf.
I think they started a baseball league in Saudi Arabia.
Did they?
I believe so.
Really?
Yeah, they could be looming.
For Juan Soto?
Yeah.
That'd be something, huh? Juan Soto signs with PIF. Live baseball?
Yeah, why not?
Wow. Why not? That would have been, man. Once that starts happening to some of these other sports, if it does, then everything changes.
Well, first of all, though, the interesting thing in regards to all of that, unlike the PGA Tour, there are owners that would have to sit and say, yes, this is the type of ownership we want in our league. They could refute the ownership. They could turn down the ownership, because I would think that if they could buy a team in some way, shape, or form, they would have already done it, and they would have overpaid enormously, which would have risen the amount that all the other teams in that league would be worth. You see what I'm saying?
I do see what you're saying.
But again, I don't necessarily know that that any NFL owner is going to want to have some sort of PIF guy come in and run a team.
Right.
And just start spending money like crazy.
Right.
Actually, the NFL is spending money like crazy.
Sure.
Right now.
They are. All right, Boomer and Gio with Boomer back this morning on the Fan and CBS Sports Network. Jerry also back. We're getting an update in just a couple of minutes.